Hey guys, it's Kaya. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my August TBR. So I have these little prompts that I put in this cup. I don't have a mason jar, so I just use this cup. I just wrote out some prompts, so some of them are a little bit more specific, some of them are a little bit more broad, just to give me some guidance on what books to pick for my August TBR. I'm going to pick 5 or 6 prompts and then I'll choose the books. So here are my 6 prompts, so let's see what they are. So I got book with pink on the cover, an author I've never read, an anticipated read, a fantasy, a new release, and a genre I don't usually read. Okay, let's pick these books. So I've never read anything by B.E. Schwab, and I've never read anything by Stephanie Garber either. But I feel like I have to read Caraval first, which I have. But I don't know if I'm in the mood for Caraval. I also do want to read Carly Fortune's new book, but I haven't read Meet Me by the Lake yet. So... I've never read anything by Alice Feeney either, and I tried reading Rock, Paper, Scissors, but I never got through it, so this is also an option. And Listen for the Lie, I want to read too. See, I've also never read anything by Olive Blake. And the Gracier also has pink. Okay guys, I picked out all the books, so here's what I chose. For a fantasy read, I chose Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Basically, there's a war happening between these gods, and there's an 18-year-old girl who writes a column for a paper, and she's struggling to kind of hold her family together. Her mother's suffering from addiction, and her brother is missing. And so she writes letters to her brother who is out on the forefront of the war, just thinking they're gonna go nowhere. However, they disappear and fall into the hands of her enemy at the column. And he finds these letters and starts writing back to her, but they don't know that they're writing to each other. So I've heard there's like some good tension and some good romance in this, so I'm really excited. For a book with pink on the cover, I chose Flawless by Elsie Silver. I'm so excited to read this. I've heard so many good things, but I just wasn't sure if I'd be into like a cowboy romance, but I guess we'll find out. So this book follows Rhett and Summer. So Rhett is a professional bull rider until he kind of blows up and gets into a public brawl. And so his agent sticks him with Summer, who is his daughter, to give him full-time supervision for the rest of the season. And it goes from there, So for a new release, I chose This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. So this book follows Lucy and Felix is Lucy's best friend Bridget's younger brother. So there's not much more to say about that. It's a best friend's brother's romance, so I don't know what could be better. I do really like how Carly Fortune sets all her books in Canada, because I'm Canadian. So this one is set in PEI and then goes to Toronto, which I really enjoy reading something that's not set in the States all the time. So this is nice. I also read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I did really like it. However, it was just essentially the plot of Love and Other Words, so obviously I liked it because I loved Love and Other Words. I haven't read Meet Me by the Lake yet, and I haven't heard the greatest things about it either, so we'll see how I like this one. For an anticipated read, I chose The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I'm really excited for this one. I wanted to get to it at the end of 2023 when everyone was raving about it, but I never did, so I'm gonna get to it now. This one follows Clementine. She basically moves into her late aunt's apartment, and when she gets there, she finds this guy who's living there, but he lives 7 years in the past. And so the only way they can interact and communicate is through the apartment. I've never read anything by Ashley Poston before, but I do like how there's some magic realism in here, so it's a little bit more than just your typical romance. For a genre I don't usually read, I chose Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I haven't heard too much about this book. I've only seen it a few times, but I'm really excited because it sounds really intriguing. So basically, Lucy and Savvy were the best of friends until one day Lucy is found wandering around with Savvy's blood all over her, and Savvy had been killed. And so Lucy doesn't even remember what happened this night, so she's not sure if she actually did kill Savvy or if someone else did. And so there's this new podcast that becomes viral. It's called Listen for the Lie, and the host, Ben, wants to reopen Savvy's murder and get to the bottom of it. So Lucy is forced to relive the moments of that night and try to see if she can remember what happened and if she actually is the murderer or if there was a lie. Lastly, for an author I've never read before, I chose The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. So this one I've heard a lot about. I've heard it's really good and really emotional. And I feel like I really like sad books. Like whenever I'm happy and giggly, I'm like, oh, this is a good book. But when a book can really make you emotional and make you cry over it, that's how you know it's good. So this book follows Adeline. There's not much written about it. It just says Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake, and then it's 300 years before she goes into a bookstore and someone can finally remember her name. So that sounds really intriguing. So I'm super excited to get into this one. So these are the 6 books I chose to read in August. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I'm really gonna try because I really need to get through my physical TBR. However, there are some other books that I want to read on my Kindle, and maybe I'll buy some, so you never know, but I'm gonna try. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see from me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!